Over to you,
Yeah, it's
Culture,
not
mate.
looking good for the Snyder Bros. Zack Snyder's Rebel Moon is not getting any love from the critics. This film went super big times splat over on the Tomato site, and we'll check on that in just a moment. But it is absolutely hot garbage, according to the critics. They have it sitting at 20% on Rotten Tomatoes, to say it properly, according to Mr. H. And well, here it is, right here. You have the audience score. I'm not sure how many audience have seen this. I mean, they're giving credit for 1,000 plus people seeing this at
Is
this
that
point.
verified or just open?
With a 72% rating by the fans. Verified audience is sitting well pretty high as well, decently.
I like that one by
critics.
ERIQ, visually stunning, but narrative snooze fest.
Yeah, I don't think that's high praise at all. But I do know this. If you look at the numbers purely, if it actually works, which it's not great. If you just look at the numbers purely, this is not doing very well.
That black screen, love that.
Yeah, there we go. And it's I know it's disappointing for the Snyder fans. The critics consensus say that Zack Snyder hasn't lost his visual flair, but eye candy isn't enough to offset a storyline made up of various sci-fi fantasy tropes.
Can you go to other? Because I want to analyze this, right? Can you go to other Zack Snyder movies on here?
Which one?
Because,
where?
What any other Zack Snyder movies outside of the DCU that were older? Because when did this phenomenon of Zack Snyder being a great filmmaker start to happen? Because Sucker Punch, for instance, look up Sucker Punch.
Oh, okay.
It all has to do with the Snyder stuff, or the DC stuff. I mean, that is where his cult sprung up. Okay, because before that, he was just a little. I wouldn't even consider him an auteur director yet.
47. Go look at another one of his movies.
His only real claim to fame was 300. People forget that.
And did Dawn of the Dead, didn't he, as well?
Dawn of the Dead did okay, but again, it wasn't a movie that like broke the box office, and basically Dawn of the Dead got 300 made and Watchmen made. That's kind of the way it goes. And then from there, he got Superman or Man of Steel.
So look up the Dawn of the Dead, see what that one did. Because again, it's really 300 put him on the map for me, but everything else.
That's what I'm saying. Yes,
senseless at that point. It's 2004 when.
And the funny part about Dawn of the Dead is it was written. James Gunn is one of the co-writers.
But
it's just really strange, though, right?
He got the job because for two reasons: 300. And because he was the first person who could actually make Watchmen a movie. Right? Because everybody before that kept saying it was impossible. And when when Nolan turned down Man of Steel, they went to him next because I think it was during the time he was making Watchmen. It was even before the movie had come out, if I remember correctly. And Nolan just agreed to produce just so they could run interference with John Peters. Now, if anybody remember who John Peters is.
Name rings a bell, yeah.
Okay, he was the guy
and
wow, wiki wow. That John Peters, the guy who kept trying to insist on putting a spider in Superman Lives because they're the most dangerous creature on the planet. So he wanted a big, huge mechanical spider for Superman to fight. So that's that guy, the guy who claims all the credit for Batman. He was basically a hairdresser for Barbra Streisand and became a film producer. Because he got lucky and happened to produce a few movies like Rain Man and shit, right?
Basically,
like that's
he happened to be in the right place at the right time, and everything else just kind of like went on its own. He lucked his way to success.
Yes, he started as a producer for Barb's movies, basically. Yes.
Let's not get too off topic, I guess. More.
Yes, so that's where he began. So they gave him Man of Steel, that faltered. They didn't want to drop him right out because he was originally the guy who was supposed to oversee this whole DC universe for them. Took a little bit of his control away. They insisted that Batman be put in the sequel. He's revised history and said, "Oh no, Batman was always part of the plan." Bullshit. Then when BVS failed due to both of their asinine problems, I'm not saying Zack is all to blame. Warner Brothers is just as equal to blame. I'm part of this too. They still went trucking full steam ahead with Justice League, but panicked in the production. And yeah, so then at that point, you had this cult that started forming around this idea that Zack himself kept putting out there that his vision was never seen, which is partially true. But at the end of the day, what Warner Brothers and everybody has learned is that little cult is not a big enough cult to get enough people's butts in the theaters to see these movies. I made a joke yesterday and it still rings true. Justice League is the first movie in history to lose money twice.
That's true.
Because they spent $90 more million on his version, and I have yet to see anywhere on paper where this movie made any money because, in fact, it sold less than half as many Blu-rays and DVDs as the original Justice League did. So it couldn't even outpace that in sales. The only thing it has for a claim of fame is when it came out, it was the #1 thing on HBO Max. But guess what? Nothing else had come out on HBO Max before that.
Yeah, they launched HBO Max with that.
That's the problem we have here. Yeah, sorry. So anyway, I know that's a long spiel, but yeah.
Yeah, no. The thing with Snyder, right? Like he's a bit. I don't want to compare him to Ridley Scott, right? Because they're not the same. But both directors, their movies always look good. Right, and I guess there's an argument to be had for that Zack Snyder's movies can look terrible because they can look too dark and stuff like this. But he's a fairly decent cinematographer at points. Ridley Scott, phenomenal cinematographer.
They're actually very comparable, to be honest with you.
They are, absolutely.
If you kind of figure 300 is his Alien, yeah.
Well, real quick, at the time that I picked up this article this morning, the Rotten Tomatoes score was rocking about 26%.
Was it's gone down?
Yeah, and now it's sitting at 20% for the critics.
Well, and I'm not trusting the audience score at all on this one. I'm sorry.
Well,
no. I think you can trust the audience score because I think this will be a case of Morbius, right?
Oh,
not many people are going to go out and watch it. Not many people are going to review it. So it'll be a high score because not many people are bothered with it.
Just the Snyder bros. You're right. And that's why I mean, they're going to like it. And that's who's going to see it now. And that's who's reviewing it. But yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, honestly, when this comes out on streaming, it's the 21st. That's when you'll be able to watch this on Netflix. I mean, really, how much of a theatrical release plan was
forward?
Say again?
I thought they moved it forward.
I think let me double check, but I think it's still reported as the 21st. Let me double check.
No, okay.
Yeah,
this
December
month
21st.
or next month. Oh, I was gonna say, it's just tomorrow or 2 days from now.
Yeah,
it'll be out Monday tomorrow or midnight tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna have to watch. Oh, I'm gonna have to watch that.
And now, is this the extended version that we were promised and threatened with, or
I hope not.
Or is that coming next year?
It's gonna be long.
That's the funny thing. Because they cut this one movie up into 2 parts already. Okay. And then he has an extended version of these 2 films. So yeah, again, I think he's a very good, making a comparison to Ridley Scott is not a horrible comparison. The big difference is Zack Snyder already has the director's cuts pre-made. Ridley kind of comes back to it later on and goes, I want to do this instead.
Depending how much whiskey he's drunk that weekend, I guess.
Pretty much, yeah.
Well, and it says here that Snyder himself has previously stated he's planning a longer director's cut. So
that's what I mean. He goes into it with that plan, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, personally, I don't really care about this. I thought the CGI looked really janky. In the trailer, I thought those ships looked terrible. And, at the end of the day, it's not really, I don't think this is going to be my cup of tea massively. So I'm not that bothered about it, but it is funny how everyone's rallying. I find the phenomenon of Zack Snyder just odd.
It's baffling. I'm with you.
I don't. Yeah. I mean,
Look, I'm not going to shit on anybody
you've got
who
to have
likes.
a cause. Yeah, you've got to have a cause. So kudos to them having a cause, right? Like, good for you.
But the
But from
problem
an
I
outside
have is,
perspective looking in, it's just what?
well, yeah, I was just sorry. I was just going to say my problem with them is you have this group of people amongst the cult. It's not all of the fans. It's just a select group of people amongst this cult that treat him like he is the greatest gift from God. And that is a problem, right? That is the problem with this. And he believes he is this great gift from God. And he feeds into this shit. He's already been busted for paying for some of these bot farms and shit and paying for publicity
Has
departments. Yes.
No, I didn't know that.
Or at least people he knows that are affiliated with his production company. And this is why Warner Brothers really got pissy about the whole thing, because they basically realized they got lied to in so many words, because they thought there's this great big fucking movement of people when it turned out to be a bot farm basically. But anyway, that being said, at the end of the day, he could just go do his thing. That's fine. But they just need to stop getting this idea that he's some great ass director that everybody is not, appreciating his fucking genius or something like that. Like, I don't get it. I don't know why they think he's been done so dirty. He's gotten all kinds of chances in the world. He's gotten more chances than most directors get.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
people, they significantly overlook the fact that when Justice League came into being, that the reason they brought on Joss Whedon way early in the process. So that's the thing that they keep ignoring, is like there was already problems afoot. So he is not innocent. He is not the great end all be all they think he is. Yeah. You can enjoy his films. You can enjoy what he does. That's fine. But stop attacking people who don't agree with you. Oh, because that's the kind of shit I wake up to this morning.
Can't say that, Tom. Come on now. People are not that reasonable in life. Come on.
The 1,000 people
Snyder hoes.
The 1,000 people that left reviews that have seen it are probably all Snyderverse fans.
Oh no, of course they are. Absolutely they are. Oh dear, dear. Shall we? I don't want to linger too long on this. Andre, you got anything to say on this, bud?
Oh, really? I want to see the movie. I'm mildly excited for it. Very, very mildly. Wow. Not as excited as for Godzilla -1.
He's a closet Snyder fan.
I did enjoy the Snyder cut. I really, really did.
All right.
Yeah. I was looking forward to this movie, but after everything I'm hearing, I'm not as excited anymore. But unlike Aquaman, I probably am going to still watch this one.
It's just, you can watch it from your home, can't you? Yep. That's probably why.
Yep.
Culture?
I have to see this. I'm going to see it. I'm not excited about it. It is what it is. You and I can talk about it. Maybe we can force and shame Tom into seeing it.
You can try.
I'm going to watch it.
Yeah, I just want to. I want to have a fair approach to it, rather than based on
so do I.
Stuff that I've seen.
So do I. So, yeah. I mean, some of the framing's good. Like,
nice. Some of the cinematography I've seen so far is brilliant, but creating visual things is something Snyder can do, especially when he uses slow motion. And by the way, the extended director's cut is 1 hour of slow motion that he's removed from this film.
Yeah, I'm not. That's lame.
Well, that's why I wonder why. Look, I get it. There is some bits that are different, but I love the people who have put the video together where they just show you like a lot of the movie is just that. It's a lot of long ass establishing shots that lead you to the same fucking scene that's in the Joss Whedon cut. And the Joss Whedon version just literally gets you through the same shit a lot faster, right? It's just it doesn't sit there and meander forever. Like, other than some of the other stuff that was reshot. I mean, that's the only other thing I can go like, it's the same damn movie at the end of the day.
Right. I think we best shuffle on to this before
Move on. I'll wake up to something else tomorrow.
Jason Dugdale sent in £5. Says, has Johnny Depp sold his soul for $301 million? What's this about?
Is this the talk? I've been hearing some rumors about pirate talks. Did he actually sign on?
I've not heard anything about
Don't think so. Not from
Unless
what I
this
know.
just came down. I mean, he probably would for $301 million.
They're not going to
Probably.
give him $301 million.
You don't think they would?
No, I really don't.
Not
I actually
up
don't think that they would.
front, but
Not up front, but yeah.
yeah, but I think that they're
They
gonna
already
give
gave him
him a
$100
deal.
million before. Sorry.
Yeah,
But no one's
They're
going to be
gonna
privy
be
to
like,
that deal.
So that's just, it's going to be rumors, isn't it? What? Do anyone know what this is?
Yeah, so apparently there's some rumors going around on his potential return. So yeah, it's all rumor based. It's all potential and
And it
possibilities.
goes
nothing
back
official.
to an already debunked thing from 2022.
Oh, okay. Yes.
But if you look at the inflation from when he got paid that 99 million payday to now, that's not actually out of the realm of possibility. And this is one of those kind of things that Disney would need right now. Sorry, go ahead on.
Also, what they do is basically say, okay, look, here's what you get up front. And if the movie is able to hit, say, 1.5 billion, which basically means doing what the previous movies did, plus inflation and ticket price hikes, then boom, you're going to get this bonus, which leaves for a total pay of $301 million.
I can see that.
Yeah, because that way it's like, this is what you get up front. If it hits this much, you get this much after the fact. If it hits this much, you get this. 1.5, you get the total 301. And that way you're not a liar, because the whole joke here is that he said in court that he would not return for 300 million. By implication,
that might be what it is too. Is just a joke, but yeah.
Yeah, but the joke there basically is, oh, but I'll do it for 301.
Yeah.
But then again, I've already said that if there's one thing that's going to get him back into that fold is the fact that A, Jerry Bruckheimer never said one bad word about him publicly.
Yep,
that's true.
And B, that this is the one character that he's always come back to, and he's always praised. He's in love with. He got his Oscar nomination, or didn't he win it? I can't remember if he won it, but I think he got nominated. I don't think he won. No, he got nominated for it. So, I mean, he holds it dearly. He still dresses in the uniform and goes out to hospitals and stuff like that. He used to dress up and pop up in the park constantly as Jack Sparrow. Like, this is a character that is in his blood.
Yeah.
Right. I think that you're going to. Exactly. I think if they offer him that kind of a deal that Andre said, he would be hard pressed to say no.
Well,
I think everybody around him would be like, yeah,
Bruckheimer
do it.
or pals, like Tom was saying. I mean, and to add to what Tom was saying, also, he has a box that he carries with him called Jack in the Box, so that he can dress up, go to hospitals, everything Tom said. Tom's right. He loves this character. I mean, if somebody were to, if Disney were to offer him something like that, and I think $300 million is a little extreme, Tom. I mean, it's a lot of money.
No, I think it's more along what Andre is saying, though.
And there's another thing there too, because I don't think, I mean, yeah, of course you can make an argument, because the only way that he's going to get 300 million out of it is if it is what I said. He'll never be offered 300 million up front, because that means it's a $500 million movie before the cameras even start rolling. But so the only way that'll happen is if he gets, say, 40 million up front, and then if it hits 1.5, that triggers a bonus clause, which gives a total payment of that. But much more likely is that he's going to come back for 30, 40 million or something like that. And he's going to do it because, one, Jerry Bruckheimer is his friend and is going to ask him to. And two, all the people at Disney who he had an issue with, they're gone. Every last one of them. Insofar as we know,
Bob Iger, anyway.
Yeah, sans Bob Iger. We don't know if Bob Iger was ever an issue, how involved Bob Iger got. He may not have anything against Bob Iger personally. It would have been people further down the line. Maybe he had issues with Alan Horn, but Alan Horn is also gone. So unless he has issues with Bob Iger himself, every single person in Disney he would have interacted with and have had some kind of issue with, they're all gone. That's going to make it much, much easier to come back.
Yeah.